which is the prohibition of interlocking directorates. I just want to read into the record the fact that Dr. Fauci is on the Leadership Council of the Bill and Melinda Gates Global Vaccine Action Plan. Now, that is public information, whether he still maintains that position or not. He certainly was in the role he was at NIAID at the time he was given this appointment. And Leah Devlin, who is on the CDC Foundation board, is also on the faculty of the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. These two individuals should be subject to further investigation under 15 U.S. Code Section 19 for the prohibition of interlocking directorates. Now, I told you March 12th was an important date. For those of you who don't follow the news very closely, the Patriot Act, which many people really found to be odious and offensive, was renewed by Congress until March 15th, 2020. That means that all of Dr. Fauci's nonsense, all the CDC behavior, all of the crap that we have been going through with respect to all of the lockdowns and the suspension of civil rights was in fact going on before the Patriot Act expired on March 15th, 2020. Just as a point of reference, remember Gavin Newsom's order came out on March the 4th, 2020. Under Section 802 of the Patriot Act says that domestic terrorism is a person engaging in domestic terrorism if they do an act that is, and I quote, dangerous to human life, that is a violation of criminal laws of a state or of the United States, and if the act is intended to, 1, intimidate or coerce a civilian population, and 2, influence the policy of a government by intimidation or coercion. The Center for Disease Control and their co-conspiring governors have in fact violated the domestic terrorism provision under the Patriot Act, and anyone who instituted a lockdown order based on fallacious, subjective, and capricious determinations prior to the 15th of March did so in explicit violation of the Patriot Act, Section 802. Now, that is a serious allegation. And that's a serious allegation because this matter is serious. We went 17 years, ladies and gentlemen. We went 17 years during which the Center for Disease Control colluded and restricted the ability for anyone to get normative data on the presence or prevalence of coronavirus infection. The reason we don't know whether there is actually a COVID-19 event, or, as the data that has been reported recently by Reuters and others might suggest, which is that coronavirus has been circulating in the population with asymptomatic carriers in the majority, up to 96% of people testing positive for coronavirus. And remember, these are people testing positive. Up to 96% of them are asymptomatic. We have no evidence to suggest that we are in the midst of a pandemic. We have only, because of the collusive behavior of CDC, which restricted the development of tests, we only have been testing for this virus since February of 2020. For 17 years, we could have had this information, and we don't have it because of a criminal conspiracy.